Hebrews 5. During the days of Jesus' earthly life, not post-resurrection, not when he's hanging on the cross, during his life, he offered up prayers, petitions, loud cries, tears to the one, that is the one God the Father, who could save him from death. He was heard because of his reverence, his obedience, his respect for God the Father. Why? Because he was the Son of God. He learned obedience from what he suffered. And then obviously he's made perfect post resurrection, right? He's raised from the dead and becomes our salvation, okay, to all who obey him. And he was designated by God as high priest. Now, I want you to think about a couple of things here. Was Jesus only your high priest post resurrection? Was he not also a high priest during his earthly life? Was he not performing the job of a priest by atoning for the sins of people during his earthly life, not just after he dies? He's healing people, remember. He's functioning as a high priest already. People are praying to Jesus, if you will, supplicating to him, because he is already seen as that high priestly figure. And I want you to think about something else. He became the source of eternal salvation to all who obey him. Are you obeying Jesus when you read the Gospels? And he says, no, the Sabbath is made for us. We are not made for the Sabbath. You can keep it or not keep it if you want. My apostles are innocent. I am innocent. In John 5, Jesus said, to this day my Father works, and I too am working. Again, that's another confrontation regarding this Sabbath day.
I love the logic of what you're saying here with this part where he said he learned obedience for what he suffered. That's why he lived. And having been made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him. So obey him, what do you mean? Obey what? Obey his words that he said while he was alive. Not words that he's saying now, although, of course there's that too, I suppose. But words that he said when he was alive, being made perfect as he was, being a high priest, not of the old covenant, no one would believe that, would they? But of the new covenant. So, that's what Hebrews is all about, is about that new covenant mediation. So he was, as you said, Carlos, while he was alive, he was operating as a high priest. No, not to those who are under the law, obviously, because they weren't letting him do that. But ideally speaking, he was, and we are now supposed to obey him. That is the words he said while he was alive as that transitioning high priest. So it just makes no sense at all to say that, well, during his life he preached one thing and now he stands for something else. No, he stood for those things even while he was alive. And we are to obey what he said then, just as we are to keep obeying now, post resurrection. Really reasonable and logical points that you're making there, Carlos.